Hello and welcome back to EclipseClan. It has been a second since we have touched EclipseClan. My name is Frosty and we are going to be jumping into everything here just to give everybody a little bit of a refresher as well as myself. Let's take a quick look at our cats here. So we are being led as ever by Shortburn, our tyrannical, bloodthirsty leader. She is currently grieving, however. We have Sky Meadow, our deputy. And then right now we just have Cougar Speckle as a medicine cat because we had quite the run with medicine cats a little while ago. Shortburn's mate Hocus Pocus passed, and then Shortburn killed and exiled some others. So, we are currently left with just these cats here. I don't believe anybody has any really bad traits for this clan right now anyway. Yeah, just kind of going through real quick. Looks like we're okay. We don't have any apprentices right now, but we do have 3 cute little kits. So I think without much further ado, we are just going to go ahead and jump straight into a time skip here and see what awaits our cats. So EclipseClan does not have enough healthy medicine cats. That's not really surprising given the nature of things. Jagged Acorn has gotten heat stroke. Pond Flame has managed to recover from their heat exhaustion. Runnel Heart healed, but their mangled tail will forever be marked by a scar. Mink Crest has been scratching incessantly at the fleas infesting their pelt, and Cougar Speckle scolds them for it as they gently clean the now raw areas of Mink Crest's pelt. Nutmeg Shade feels back to normal after the strain of having her kits. And then we have Clift Apple confess their feelings to Cougar Speckle, and those two are now mates. Interesting. Then Clover Pelt and Condor Fern broke up. Okay. Condor Fern and Clover Pelt had a pretty strong relationship last I looked, so I'm a little surprised by that, but maybe something changed. This is after the update, so there's definitely some quality of life changes and update changes. I'm sure by the time this comes out, everyone will have seen, but we've got all of the clan settings now actually in each clan specifically. So you don't have to go back and readjust things, which is nice for me because sometimes I forget going between EclipseClan and Rock Clan. So now everything should be all set for the clan itself. I did turn off Halloween updates just for the normal clans, so we won't be seeing any of those events. But let's take a quick look and see how everyone else is doing. And then we'll roll our generator. Clift Apple and Cougar Speckle definitely seem to have a pretty strong bond, so it's not surprising that they ended up becoming mates. Clift Apple is also currently injured with a severe burn, so that's also very interesting because she would have been spending a lot more time in the medicine cat den, probably getting some special attention and treatment from Cougar Speckle, and that just kind of butted into an actual relationship where a little crush actually got a chance to develop, so that's really cute too. Okay, so Clover Pelt and Condor Fern also broke up. Condor Fern has pretty strong relationships with Clover Pelt. Clover Pelt doesn't have anything negative for Condor Fern, so I'm not really sure what led to the specific breakup there. But I guess there's definitely a possible explanation just being that their lineages kind of clashed. Condor Fern is the kit of Shortburn, and Clover Pelt is a kit of Peak Fur, one of the long ago quote-unquote traitors to the clan. So there's definitely some tensions there. It's almost like a Romeo and Juliet situation between the two kits. So not fully sure what the driving factor was, but I would hedge a bet that it would be that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and randomize our generator here now. I just ended up getting a cat that isn't even in the clan anymore, so I guess I need to update some stuff there. But Shortburn ends up hosting a vicious training session, and by watching this, her relationship with Gravelarch has improved. So I guess Gravelarch approves of the very harsh training methods that Shortburn was employing. And it looks like, given Gravelarch's current status, it's Freeze Ice that Shortburn was possibly targeting. Gravelarch is nervous and unusually strong fighter, so she probably has a lot to say about forms and techniques. Additionally, Shortburn's status this moon is slashing at a disloyal quote-unquote warrior. So I'm sure Shortburn's training tactics quote-unquote there were more so her venting her frustrations at a disloyal warrior, possibly Freeze Ice, who's feeling a bit ill. And Gravelarch is watching Shortburn do this, probably with some approval. And Freeze Ice, on the other hand, is getting slashed at, possibly even injured by Shortburn, and is walking away from this with a sense of dread and unease about what exactly his fate's gonna mean with that. He is actually Claw Splinter's kit, one of Shortburn's adopted in kits. So I think it's probably even more jarring for him, since that quote-unquote protection may not exist for him. But we will reflect this with our mediator as best as we can. So just to line up with Gravelarch first and foremost will improve their relationships. And if Jagged Acorn was okay, we would have worsened Freeze Ice and Shortburn, but that is not the case right now, so can't really do that. Okay, we'll send out all our cats here, and we'll end up seeing how everybody does. Shortburn has not been in the best of moods, so any failures are not going to end well. So here's hoping for these cats that they don't end up with any failures. So Runnelheart follows her own paw prints, huffing with embarrassment and can't meet the eyes of the rest of the patrol. I think that is going to be a negative for Runnelheart. All the patrols are actually pretty good. There's one border patrol I actually hit proceed on instead of antagonize on, so since that was on me and not on the cats, I'm not going to count that against anybody. It was just Runnelheart that proved some incompetence here, so let me check out Runnelheart. Runnelheart is vengeful and a good fighter. Let's see how we feel about Shortburn and vice versa. So Runnelheart doesn't exactly have any close ties with our leader or deputy. As such, I don't think Shortburn's going to have any qualms about sending him away. Given Shortburn's current status also at this slashing at the quote-unquote disloyal warrior, I think she's going to take this out on Runnelheart as well. So the rest of the patrol kind of escorts Runnelheart back to the camp, where they are met by Sky Meadow, since Shortburn has been spending more and more time up on the rocks leading to her den, where she can overlook the entire camp from a position of power and remind the clan of just how far above she is from them. Sky Meadow takes to guarding this or the bottom of the rocks, depending on the situation. And when he sees the patrol coming back with Runnelheart, he bounds down the rocks to meet them. Upon hearing about Runnelheart's mistakes, he looks up to Shortburn and makes a gesture with his tail. Shortburn responds in kind, effectively giving them the thumbs down category for the old emperors and the gladiator fights. The rest of the clan doesn't necessarily know what the secret code means, as Shortburn has come up with this recently in order to minimize any problems the clan may be having. And Sky Meadow escorts Runnelheart up to Shortburn. Shortburn seems to regard Runnelheart long enough for Runnelheart to start to get their hopes up before Shortburn slashes out at Runnelheart's face. Shocked and caught off guard, Runnelheart ends up slipping and very inelegantly slides down the rest of the rock towards the bottom. Definitely getting some bruises and scrapes, but outside of a bleeding face, not much else. Shortburn says that she's feeling generous today, and Runnelheart can leave with just the marks of a traitor on his pelt. Runnelheart looks over to his sibling and simply states that he will go now, and Runnelheart hastily disappears out into the forest. Skunklicker's actually already been kicked out, it looks like. So, Runnelheart probably didn't have any qualms about leaving because Skunklicker's already gone, and he can just go meet up with Skunklicker outside of the clan. Ooh, and they're swearing their revenge for this, too. I like that. That's a very fun little, new status I don't think I've seen yet, so be very curious to see if Runnelheart ends up coming back in some way too, especially since Skunklicker is out there somewhere. Let's see what Skunklicker's up to. Currently lingering around the border. Okay, so there's every possibility there that that happens, but we'll go ahead and jump into our next moon. So we still don't have enough healthy medicine cats. That's not the most surprising thing ever. Sky Meadow's tail was badly injured by a falling tree. Cougar Speckle leapt from a rock but didn't land quite right. That's going to be really unfortunate for a medicine cat situation. Jagged Acorn is likely feeling better, having recovered. Mincrest pelt is looking better, less chewed up. But fleas have been hopping from pelt to pelt, and now Nutmeg Shade and Shy Pelt are also infested. The Medicine Cat Apprentice from Willow Clan comes asking for herbs. They refuse to say why they need them, and our clan decides not to share. Same status there. So Condor Fern confessed their feelings to Cloverpelt, and they have made up and become mates again. Gravelarch was then seen taking food from Two Leg. Mincrest confessed her feelings to Pondflame but got rejected. Oof. Mistlekit is scolded after sneaking out of camp. So I'm not really sure about the taking food from a Two Leg right now, because Gravelarch is currently on Shortburn's good side. Gravelarch is clearly feeling guilt for what she's done, though, because she's glancing around nervously, wondering if she got away with it. Given that Shortburn and Sky Meadow are both not feeling well, I don't know if they're going to pursue this, especially since they do need more supporters in the clan that are strong. And Gravelarch is unusually that. Rain Creek is currently ignoring gossip about their past. This is something that they added in with the new Halloween update. So if cats come in like from the outside and they're a loner or they're a kitty pet, sometimes there'll be like statuses about somebody taunting them or making fun of them or them reacting poorly to that. So I don't think that EclipseClan necessarily cares about where warriors come from as long as they are capable. That's the main thing. Panther Kid is asking Cloverpelt if it's safe. It's never safe in EclipseClan, Panther Kid, I'm sorry. Okay, nothing much else exciting is going on, so I suppose we'll just go ahead and roll. Okay, so McAster and Mink Crest discuss Shortburn's slaughter. Both are awestruck by Shortburn's fierce show of power. So McAster and now Mink Crest both agree with Shortburn's harsh rules, so we'll go ahead and prove her relationship with both of them. I really need to make sure I've updated all the cats, but that's okay. Oh, Shortbird and McAster actually have a lot of dislike for one another. We'll mediate that a bit. Alright, so that is our Moonly extra. And we're gonna jump into some patrols and see how everyone fares. And that makes Shade's patrol sends off a dog near blind from the patrol. Rain Creek sees 2 kits from Butterfly Clan playing close to the border. We're actually going to antagonize this time. And we seize the opportunity to weaken the other clan, and the patrol kills the kits. Nope, Chipel has found an abandoned kit whose parents are nowhere to be found. I'm very curious what antagonizing this does. Do I just click it? Like, this is prime opportunity for us to just steal a kit, but my morbid curiosity. We attempt to take the kit to neighboring clan instead of leaving it, but it dies on the journey. We give it a small burial. Okay. So that's definitely not something that EclipseClan is ever going to do in the future. I was just curious what that actually did. Realistically, we would have tried to take it back and it probably just wouldn't have thrived anyway, which is nobody's fault. So that's not going to count against anybody. I just wanted to see what antagonizing a poor lone kit did. And Cloverpel and Strike Smoke send off a rogue. Okay, we only have health-related events this go. We still don't have enough healthy medicine cats. Shortburn gaze up to Silverpelt, and we finally find the grief has begun to lessen. As if the injury wasn't bad enough, the skin of Sky Meadow's mangled tail is started to swell and feel feverish. Ooh. Something happens to Sky Meadow. I actually don't know what Shortburn's gonna do. Maybe promote Condor Fern? It's not really something I considered. But Cougar Speckle's weak leg feels inflamed and painful. Clift Apple's severe burn has healed, but the injury left them scarred. And then they immediately trip over an unseen rabbit hole, spraining their paw. Gravel Arch was bitten by a snake, but survived. Minecrest has finally gotten rid of all their fleas. Sophie Fade no longer has White Cough. Okay, a lot going on there. Let's check out Clift Apple and their scar. Oh, it looks like just Clift Apple's feet ended up getting scarred. Let's see. Just Pelt was burned by a forest fire. I imagine she was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and her choices were basically to try and traverse a wall of flame and go through the other side, or seek shelter, and she chose to brave the flames, severely burning her feet in the interim, which is definitely going to make everything else a bit more challenging. But coming out through and stronger in the end, so good for Clift Apple. Shortburn is feeling better, and she's debating if they should declare war with another clan. I think that means that she's probably feeling spry enough to go out on her own patrols and see what's going on. Ooh, Cloverpelt is leaving camp, not telling anyone what they're planning to do. So that's possibly getting into trouble. Is Peekver still around, even? Oop. Peekver is still around, so Cloverpelt could well be looking to try and have a meetup with Peekver. Maybe talk about some things going on in EclipseClan. Shypelt believes weakness should be punished, not nurtured. I definitely think that Shortburn would probably generally agree with that. The issue with this is that Shortburn is quite a hypocrite. She does not approve of weakness or cats that can't pull their own weight, but she has basically only been a leech on the clan since the beginning. So Shypelt could also be possibly feeling some resentment about that fact too. Yeah, they do have some dislike for Shortburn. That's more than you usually see for a parental figure anyway, so I definitely think there's some love-hate going on there with Shypelt, especially after what happened with Freeze Ice, too. Panther Kid is currently hiding. They'll be apprenticed next moon, all of them will be. So we'll get to see them do that. Okay, so I definitely need to update some things in here. Because our street's out of the picture, but what I happened to roll is that Cloverpelt went to the edge of the clan's territory. There they meet their mother. You quietly hear out peek first side of the story, thanking her for her tale, and then patting away thoughtfully. It's hard to guess what they are thinking. Okay, I have fully updated the generator alongside a few new possibilities with some increased chances, so hopefully we'll actually see some of that coming through. Ultimately, we're kind of at the mercy of fate though, so it could be exciting or it could be very exciting. But we'll have to see what random chance determines. We'll go and send out our patrols, so I do think Shortburn is going out, and I think we'll actually send her out by herself just to get a sense for things. And she has a good time hunting by herself. As our patrol is marking the border lines, a gang of rogues strides out of the brush, challenging us. We descend to battle without a second thought, driving them away. Cloverpelt spies a fat rabbit on the other side of Willow Clan's border. Well, we're definitely going to take this opportunity, and we're going to be bold about it too. It's also a perfect opportunity. We pounce and swiftly kill the rabbit, intentionally leaving evidence behind. And that will show the Willow Clan cats exactly how we feel about them. Okay, nothing too bad there. We'll go one more moon. Okay, so going into moon 74, Sky Meadow actually dies of an infected wound. Ooh. Shypelt brought a litter of 3 kids back to camp but refused to talk about their origin. Shortburn chokes back wails and tears, trying to get to the end of the story they've been telling about Sky Meadow's days in the nursery. They can do this, they can make sure Sky Meadows honor at their vigil even if Shortburn can't do anything else for them. Shortburn never considered the possibility that they'd one day be without Sky Meadow. They visit their grave, gazing blankly, unmovingly at the ground for hours on end. Mistlepaw has reached the age of 6 moons, has been made an apprentice. Raincreek sees how nervous Pantherpaw is and whispers a quiet encouragement to them as they touch noses, promising to be a good mentor. Milkweed Kit loudly complains as Nutmeg pulls them over to quickly groom their pelt. They manage to wriggle away and scurry off to the front of the crowd for their ceremony, where they are named Milkweed Paw and apprenticed to Freeze Ice. Oh, Shortburn chooses Cloverpelt to take over as deputy. They don't know if Sky Meadow would approve, but life must go on. Sky Meadow passes of the infected wound. Cougar Speckle's sprain is much better. Dandelion Echo's free of fleas, and our Blackberry has gone bad. Shortburn is caught sharing prayer with the kitty pet, who is chased off by a patrol. Ooh. So obviously Shortburn is now going to be grieving. And Cloverpelt is wondering how Shortburn is doing. But a sneaky cat with an unusually strong fighter tendency, daughter of Peakfur, one of Shortburn's long-term enemies, is now in the position of deputy. And Shortburn has lost one of her major supporters. We'll check out our kits here real quick. So we've got Crest's kit, a newborn female with sunlit eyes, and a Nagooty pelt, Noisy. Another missile kit, so we're gonna have to randomize that. Icy too close to ice. Freeze Ice. Okay, I think we're fine there. And then Weed Kit, a newborn male. See there as well, with emerald eyes and a rosette pelt. Okay. I'm actually going to leave that off here with that resolution, because I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what Cloverpelt's motives are after just hearing out Peakfur, and with Shortburn being the most vulnerable she's ever going to be. Her son and deputy is gone. Her medicine cat mate is gone. Her warrior mate is gone. And now it's just her and basically her daughter-in-law with a bunch of cats that don't have as many strong ties to Shortburn as there may otherwise be. So yeah, I think we'll leave it off there. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next, and I hope you are too. Until next time though, stay safe and happy. I will see you then, and bye!